Alton Walker, thank you
Yes,
for
ma'am.
joining us today. We're just going to get right into it.
Yes, ma'am.
You've been in this football game a long time. So why this team, the Tampa Tornadoes, and why now?
I feel like my journey getting into professional sports myself was unique. And I think the time now with all of the young athletes that are not drafted, the way that my path to get into the NFL, to Canada and Arena was so unique, and there was nothing like this around during my time. To be able to give a guy who wasn't good enough to stay in the NFL but wasn't bad enough just to let go completely, and then not have to go to Canada, not have to go to all these different places to play. And we had something here at home in my backyard. I would have loved to stay because I was a young father and everything. So the Tornadoes came about when I was going through a lot of things, and I talked to my pastor, and he said, boy, you know, right before the calm, you go through a storm. At the time, the Tampa Bay Arena football team was still out. So I was trying to think of things that was destructive and got on your nerve and everything in the storm category. And so I thought of the Tornadoes and everything, and then the colors and stuff come from my high school. And we're looking at how things are going in the community, how things are going in the world of sports with minorities, with other people. You know, why not now? Let's get it going, because I have more life behind me than I do ahead of me. So I want to be able to leave a mark, create a legacy for my kids and my grandkids.
Now, this isn't the first team you've owned. No,
this is my first outdoor professional team, but my second professional organization altogether. I used to own one in Cheyenne, Wyoming, in arena football. We were in the IFL for a couple of years till my business partner at that time passed away. Then I started a league, minority-owned league, right before COVID. And of course, the situations happened with COVID and everything that kind of put a damper on that. But in regards to being in professional sports and management and ownership, I've been doing this since like 2006.
So what I hear, and you and I have talked for a while about this.
Right.
There is something about this that's bigger than football for you.
Yes.
You told me a story about a young man who was about to take his life. Let's talk about how that helped propel you into staying in this, because it's not easy to own a team.
Right.
That's blood, sweat, and tears on a whole other level, which we'll talk about.
Right.
But why is that piece the thing that drives you to stay in this game?
Because as a man, period, especially a minority man, when it comes down to certain parts of life, it's tough to deal with.
Right.
Even with doing this job as the owner of a professional football team, you have different personalities. And then as a minority man, a minority owner, you know, it's bad to say, but you get looked at totally different than you do when it comes to a Caucasian owner. So for me, every step I take have to be above board. So I have to be a perfectionist at everything, even in the way we talk, in the way we, appearance and the whole nine. But I'm that type of person and grew up in that generation to where, you have to have a certain swag, a certain oomph with everything that you do. And with looking at certain things and knowing how some people are not as blessed as others in regards to talent, in regards to clothing, in regards to family values and things like that. I wanted to create a business that was the draw, which sports and
Right.
is the draw.
Absolutely.
But my main thing is wanting to change lives for the better, save lives. And I said from the first time I started this into sports business that God owns the team. I just run it for him. So this is my mission. This is my calling. This is whatever you want to classify it. This is my way of giving back and my ministry, to where I draw the players in to what they're used to. And then we have our pastor, we have our coaches. All of our coaches are veterans from the NFL and arena, and we teach young men how to be better men, not only on the field but off the field as well. And not only in football, we do mental health, we do shoot, you name it, we try to touch on it. And if we don't have it in our curriculum, then we find some way to add it and everything, because we're going to be here for a long time, and it's going to take the whole team. And if we can teach together, everyone the team achieves more, then we'll be here for decades.
And let's sort of talk about that being here for decades, because we're here at Leto Field.
Correct.
And this is sort of in the heart of Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
And Leto is a high school.
Yes.
What was the purpose about being here on this field at this school? Why was that so important when you start talking about being here? Mm-hmm. What does being here for a long time, specifically at this high school, mean to you?
It has personal meaning for me, because I graduated from here. This is my alum here, and I went here from '88 to, I ain't gonna say the last day, so people think know my age. So
they can figure that out.
Yeah, now I talk too much, but that holds a special part, because here is when I first learned the seriousness of sports. I also first learned that things are not equal here. All of my experiences here, and at the time back then, they were busing kids from the projects of West Tampa, from different places in town and country, and so on and so forth, to here until they start building all of the schools and stuff. So when I think about the significance of what this school means to me as a person, it changed a lot of the teachers here, changed my life like crazy, besides my parents, because some of back then the teachers were acting as your parents.
Right.
You know, so my football coach, which I saw him just the other day at a track meet here, and he set me out. Now, I was the fastest in the school.
Of course.
I was getting it. But I had to learn how to play football. At the time, I'm just thinking I can just run fast down the field. They're going to throw the ball to me. I'm going to catch and score a touchdown. You know, like we used to do in the alley and in the hood.
Right.
But no, we're trying to prepare you to go to college. We're trying to prepare you for this and prepare you for that. So you got to run routes this way. You got to do this, that, and the other. And I'm like, Coach, well, put me at running back. I just want you to pitch me the ball and just let me run. Mm-hmm. And so he did that. Mm-hmm. And I got lit up. And I'm just like, and I got hit by a fat dude, a big dude. Mm-hmm. And he ran me down. And I'm going down this exact sideline, and there used to be a long jump pit over here. Mm-hmm. Dude hit me so hard, knocked me in the long jump pit. And so I'm thinking to myself, hey, I'm running.
You that guy.
Yeah, I'm him. And I'm running, I'm getting it, and this big old dude caught me and hit me because of the angle. You know, so there's certain things I had to learn, and they taught that to me here. And as I got older and started evolving more as an athlete, as a player, I just started feeling better and just coming into myself as a football player. And then I got out here on the track. So again, I'm thinking, man, I'm gonna come out these blocks and I'm gonna get them. Right. At first, I wouldn't use blocks because I'm just like, man, I'm used to taking my shoes off and starting.
This is not neighborhood running.
No, and so all of the things that I've learned in sports, good, bad, and ugly, I learned right here. And so I just felt that it would be better for me to come here for two reasons. Number one, because I can give back to the kids here, teach them and have the players, the athletes that we sign, to give back to the kids and teach them things so they won't make the same mistakes that we did. And two, because of the fact of I learned a lot of things here, and it feels kind of like my second home. I want to be comfortable with where I plant the seed, where I do things, because wherever I do plant the seed, I want the seed to be able to blossom and grow into a full-fledged plant, a full tree if possible. And we've been talking about doing some additions here, a whole bunch of things. So I came in with the mindset to do more than just play football here, but to make an investment into the high school.